so much wild guns here. I've got Khadgar up with 4 wild guns. Pretty soon I got Sloth up with 4 wild guns. I'm playing wild guns. My wife is playing wild guns. Am I right?
All right. We're live. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the weekly Sloth Race. This is our 8th time doing this, and our game this week is Wild Guns. I'm not really sure how to classify this game. It's sort of like a rail shooter / platformer, third person. You'll see when we get into it, but I've got the world record holder with us here. We're going to be running any percent normal difficulty, and starsurfer has a time of 21:33, I think we said.
You're going to see it beat right here live, folks.
Right. Skunky actually did get a 21:39 in his practice right up before we, literally minutes ago. So he's right there at it. But I'm really, really excited to run this game. I've actually been thinking about it for a very long time.
It's a good game just to kind of play. It's almost like when I used to play it, it was like kind of relaxing in a way. Everything's very consistent.
Yeah.
It's a nice, fun game to watch. The sound is great. Yeah.
But I mean, you can see, Zat's got, I don't know if that's the demo. Yeah, that's the demo up there. You can play as either Clint or Annie. And you're fighting against, I guess, Billy the Kid and all of his henchmen and robots. That's about as far as I got into the lore this week. But if you've watched the Sloth Race before, you'll know all of our runners. Poisoncurls, of course. He was the winner of our very first Sloth Race. Speedy Gonzalez. Los Gatos Benditos. Yeah, thanks for being here, buddy. And, of course, then Skunky48. Everybody knows Skunky48. He took the last week off. But he's back, and he's in very good form, so I'm really excited to watch him run this game. Thanks for all your hard work, Skunky. I appreciate you. And stepping up this week with 2 days practice, again, is Square One. Peachy had to pull out due to availability issues. So Square has been running this game for the last 2 days, and I think he got his first run done in 37:29, which is very impressive. But, buddy, I appreciate you being here for me. Thanks for stepping up. And last but certainly not least, we've got Xatmamune, who's won the last 2 Sloth races in very impressive fashion. And I'm very interested to see how his preparation has gone, because he's been very secretive this week. He hasn't streamed as much as the others. So we're going to see what he's been up to and what kind of results it's going to yield. But without further ado, if you guys are ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Yep, ready.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, everybody.
All right. And we're off. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, everybody. So we got some people playing Annie and some people playing Clint. There's really no difference between these 2 characters. It's just a matter of who you like to look at the most.
Yeah, let's see if I
For
can...
Sloth, that's Annie. For me, that's Clint.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Annie's very, very... She's very, very cute.
So the name of this game is basically point and shoot. So you got your crosshairs and your player movement, which all happen at the same time. So you notice whenever the players move their crosshairs left or right, you also get some player movement left and right as well.
Right. Let me see if I can unmute Zat's stream so I can... Okay. He'll be our official game sound. All right, you were saying. Go
Cool.
ahead.
So the other thing that obviously is killing the little men and robots that come out on screen. And you'll notice the time ticking down on everyone's games there in the center. For each thing that you kill, that timer is going to tick down 1 second faster. So obviously the idea then is to kill as many things as you can as fast as possible. So a lot of the game is kind of, as you get better and better, it's knowing more where everything's going to come out and when,
Right.
so that you can maximize your kills.
Now, everybody went to Carson City, which is the, I guess, agreed upon first stage, but you can choose these levels any particular order that you want. You want to talk about the strategy as far as the selection goes?
Yeah, so the level selection is kind of based on the bombs that you get. So if you look under the player's scores, are those little purple orbs underneath, and right now they're all full. And what they are is they're your bomb storage. So as you kill things, the bombs will pop up as drops in a prescribed order. So certain bosses, as you go through the game, some of them have ways of protecting themselves so you can't do damage to them. Like one of them you'll see later covers his face, for example. So what we want to do is we want to save up our bombs for those bosses. So we'll play a level where we don't really need any bombs, which is this level here. And then we'll play a level where we are going to use the bombs, followed by a level where we won't need the bombs, and then a level where we are going to use them. So we kind of alternate between bomb usage to kind of maximize our picking up bombs and then using them.
All right. Inventory management, I like it. Now, I mean, they're getting different guns. You see that Skunky's up there using the G gun to kill the super mech at the end of Carson City. Poison's got the S gun, which I'm assuming that means shotgun.
Yep.
G gun means grenade gun, I'm assuming.
Yep. G gun's grenade gun.
And Xatmamune has got the M gun there.
Yeah. The grenade gun is the most powerful in the game. That's what you want to see if you're looking for really good pace.
Okay.
The M gun, the machine gun, is just is an easy second place though, and the shotgun actually can be worse than your regular gun in some instances. So I'm never really happy to see a shotgun unless I'm just in the middle of a stage. But on boss fights, they're actually not that great.
All right. Now let's see. I think we got Skunky actually pulled ahead a little bit. He's in the canyon now. Or no, Zat's already on the second part of the canyon, isn't he?
Yep.
Wow. Can't even keep up with him, he's so fast.
He knows what he's doing. He's a man with a purpose.
Interesting fact about Xatmamune, he does not emulate games, like, on principle. Like, he's a purist. He likes to play everything on console, and he doesn't use save states. So if he's going to practice a certain section, then he actually has to play up to it. So, I mean, his preparation is very meticulous, and that's one of the things that I really, really admire about him. And I think that's one of the reasons he's so good, too.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best parts about not using save states is you wind up getting really, really clean at, a huge percentage of the game.
Yeah. Skunky advancing to stage 2 on the canyon.
Yep, we got 2 players that are kind of neck and neck, and then we got 2 that are a little bit behind each other here.
Makes me wonder what the devs were thinking. Like, these little bush dudes that are running across the screen, like, they're like, imagine you're an enemy trying to shoot somebody. Like, nobody's going to notice this big green bush moving in a brown canyon.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it before, Stormcrow, but thank you for the host, buddy. Welcome. Stormcrow is actually looking to run a game here pretty soon. He's a NES lover, so I think the next NES game that we run, I think he wants in on it. Sloth is the last boss. How you doing, Midnight Pearl? No, I'm not the last boss. That would be way too easy. Wouldn't be entertaining at all. Right.
So another thing I guess we can point out, you might have seen the players doing those little blue lassos. So you do those basically by just mashing shoot. But what it does is it stops your player from moving. So an interesting thing you can do actually is you can move your crosshairs without moving your character, which can be useful in some levels, not all. But it's also really good for freezing bosses, and so we're going to see Poisoncurls use it on the boss on his stream here in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Skunky, I think the boss that Skunky's fighting is immune to the lasso, I believe. Isn't it?
Yep. Okay. There are a few bosses that are immune to it. The rolling tank here, the fire tank, or whatever you want to call it, is one of them. I would love to be able to use the lasso on this guy because he's a pain in the ass. Lots of RNG. On normal, it's not so bad, but on hard mode, where we got a lot more hit points and a lot less guns, it can take some serious time to bring him down.
Square one with the unfortunate death there on the Robo Cowboy.
Yeah.
Game over. No,
the game overs can be tough in this game, but at least
Yeah.
You get to start over where you were.
Yeah, you'll notice that Skunky's on the bonus stage there. And he's not shooting anything, and that's because the more points you get in the bonus stage, the more the game has to count them down at the end, which costs you time. So that's a good chance for, if you're running the game, just to kind of stretch and relax and breathe.
Good time to stretch those hands. And we don't shoot anyone because the point total countdown takes time.
So I'm pretty sure Zat went to the gold mine first because he killed the crab, right? And then Skunky went to the canyon. I think that's... I'm pretty sure I saw Zat kill the crab with all the gold around it. So he went to the gold. He went a different route. Yeah, he did. I was trying to figure it out because... So now Skunky's headed to the gold mine where we just saw Zat going. And Zat would be going to...
All right, yep. I was really confused a little bit ago what was going on.
I was too. So different strategies as far as the routing goes from our runners. So it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him.
I don't think this game has been hyper optimized yet. So, just because the world record goes this level, followed by that level, and so on and so forth, doesn't mean it's the most optimal route. One little thing whenever you're running this game, and I guess a lot of other games are like this, but you want to pick up as few items as possible. So whenever you see gems or gold drops, you want to try to avoid those because when you're done with the level, it ticks down your score. And the less you picked up, obviously, the less score there is to tick down.
Yeah.
Something that's really interesting is if you die, you lose your score for the level up to that point. So if you were tassing or really wanted to hyper optimize, you could die at a certain point through the level, like
nice,
maybe at a time when enemies aren't spawning or they're coming in from a long ways off screen. So and then you can actually avoid that point countdown at the end of the level by dying on purpose.
Interesting. I think Poison's actually got his own route too. He went Carson City Canyon, and now he's in the ammo depot. He does the gold mine last, so even after the train, yeah.
These guys are making it hard to figure out who's winning.
Yeah. Like it really is. Like I'm having to watch their splits. So
yeah, it's kind of tough.
But I mean that's good though. I like to see the varying strategies. That's the reason I wanted 4 guys running the race instead of just one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was really interesting to see the differing strategies with Boulder Dash last week. And this game, they're like right in your face. Because it gives you that open level select. I have a question about the lasso. You have to, like, I guess, charge up the lasso. Like you sort of, I guess you hold it down to spin it up faster and faster before you launch it. Is there like a minimum amount of time that you have to hold it? Do you have to charge it to full, or can you get away with like a 2/3 charge, or what?
No, I don't think there really is a charge. You're just mashing Y until the lasso comes up, and then you can throw it immediately. Like you could see Skunky right there basically came right down into a lasso.
Yeah, that's efficient though. He's killing that crab, getting him down quick.
Yeah.
But it's just like a whoosh whoosh, and then he throws it. So that's probably an audio cue that I would be more interested in going for.
Yep. It's mostly an audio cue. I think once you play the game a lot, it gets to be more of a muscle memory kind of thing.
Midnight Pearl says, I would want to participate in a one-person race. I might win it. That's me too, man. Like, my name is the Sloth for a reason. 1, I'm lazy. And number 2, I'm really bad at speedrunning. But, one of these days I might race one of these games and let all you guys laugh at me.
So Poisoncurls here, having some trouble against this mini boss. But the one thing that you're going to see now is the usage of the V gun. So right underneath the player's score, there's this little, like, very flashy green bar. And how they fill that up is by shooting bullets. So Poisoncurls is going to try to shoot the bullets that come out of this boss to fill up that green bar faster. Now, once that green bar is filled up all the way, it turns on the V gun, which I think is I think it stands for Vulcan. And so what that does is it gives you this ultimate gun It's basically a combination of the machine gun and the grenade gun all in one, but you're also invulnerable, so you can just sit there and take as many shots as you want. Yeah, and you kill the boss really quickly. And the reason we use it on this boss is because he shoots a lot of bullets. There's guys coming out of the sides. There's things that'll freeze you coming down from the top of the ceiling. It's just huge mess.
Yep, the little oblong bullets you can shoot, but are there bullets in the game that you cannot?
Pretty much every bullet. I don't think there's a single bullet in the game that you can't shoot. Some of the faster bullets are simply faster than your regular gun, so they kind of get through each shot, I guess.
Right. So, I mean, as far as the dive goes, it's a very useful mechanic because you do have iframes whenever you dive. But it does cost you time. Like if you have to reposition yourself. Every second that you're not shooting and clearing your screen to advance, you're going to be wasting time. So being able to shoot the bullets coming in means that you don't have to jump, or you saw Poison just take the dive there. It does give you just a few frames that you can get ahead.
Yeah, usually, the hitbox on your character is actually smaller than you would think, so you can get pretty close to other bullets and explosions.
Right.
And generally speaking, you want to avoid jumping at all costs, especially in the middle of a level, because it can throw off your timing for killing guys.
Right.
So Poisoncurls here. Ooh, I shouldn't have said anything. He just took a death. But if you remember before, I was talking about the V gun and charging it up by shooting bullets.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can actually farm some turrets in the game by shooting just under where the bullets come out, and you get a huge charge on your V gun. And you're also, blowing up the turret at the same time. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1. But as you can see, Poisoncurls kind of you got really overwhelmed. This game can be really hard if you're not clearing enemies. You can see Poisoncurls obviously quite frustrated with what just happened.
He's got that little hula hooper right there that was stunning him, man. He almost got like an infinite combo right there, because no matter what he did, he was either going to die or he's going to get stunned again.
Yeah, you really got to be careful in this game. You can get overwhelmed so quickly.
Yep. Another runner of this game is Junkyard Dave. He's in the chat right now. Is commenting, Xatmamune has excellent meter management. I have my suspicions that Xatmamune is an android, Dave. But
we might have to have him do some captchas and stuff after this race.
Yeah, might have to. Yeah, he's very, very talented. It's actually quite a really good race between Skunky and Xatmamune. They seem to have synced up again, I believe.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the final level isn't one that you select, so that'll be a good time to kind of see where everyone's at.
Yeah. Now, you may notice that Xatmamune's splits are a little bit different than everybody else's, and that's because of the format that we're doing for this race. Now, the gun drops are predetermined when they drop, but they are random. And some guns are more powerful than others and help you get a little bit more of an edge. So in order to downplay the effect of RNG on a single run, we're going to do first to beat the game 3 times. So what you're going to see these guys do is they're going to beat the game. They're going to wait through the credit screens, which is about 2 minutes and 12 seconds long. So once you watch the end credits, they're going to start the game again. And the first one to beat it 3 times is going to be the winner. So Xatmamune's splits down there, run 1, run 2, run 3, that's what it reflects. The other guys are actually, their splits reflect just a single playthrough of the game, and they will reset them.
What game is this for the sloth race? Like, how many sloth races have there been?
This is the 8th time we have done this. We've been doing this for 2 months. I think the first one, Poisoncurls won, which was it was Speedy Gonzales, Los Gatos Banditos. The second one was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Square One won that one, which is how we met Skunky, because Skunky is the world record holder. He just kind of showed up in chat and was like, "Hey, I love this game. And so that's when he started running. Then the third week we ran Power Rangers, Skunky won. Fourth week I'm pretty sure it was Demon's Crest, and you commentated with me on that one. Fifth one, I can't even remember. Last week was Boulder Dash. Crap. I've got them all written down somewhere in like a Word doc. Week before that, I think, was Snake, Rattle, and Roll, which Xatmamune was the commentator.
You've cultivated quite a channel here, Sloth.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And you know, we never really meant it to be anything more than just fun for us. It was actually the first 4 guys that ran the race. We didn't televise or broadcast the first 3. It was Square One that suggested for the 4th race that we actually broadcast it. So I made these overlays and we started doing it. But for the first 3 races, it was just a bunch of nerds that like video games that just wanted to see who was faster. So I started doing this thing. But I mean, I'm pretty pleased that I can, you know, put on a show that everybody enjoys. And wow. I'm not used to seeing this many people in my chat, but I mean, I appreciate you all guys being here. I hope you do enjoy the show, and I hope you will follow us so you can catch more of the future races that we're going to be doing.
Poisoncurls there having some serious trouble on that final train boss, but he got through it without dying.
Square One's headed to the canyon.
Desolation Canyon.
That's like the perfect name for it. Now, it seems like, okay, they're throwing dynamite, and they're picking it up and throwing it up, like throwing it back at them. Tell me a little bit more about that. I mean, does it do extra damage as far as
Yeah, so the dynamite, you know, just like most things, it takes time to pick it up and throw it, but it does do a ton of damage, and it does a lot of damage in a large area. So I don't know if you guys saw when Poisoncurls throw that there, but he was basically able to clear an entire line of enemies.
Yeah.
Because the range on it is very long horizontally.
Okay. Yeah. And you also have. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that you have the melee enemies too. Like every once in a while, you'll see just like this obvious dude creeping across the screen with a knife, and like, you know, you basically just like pistol whip him. That adds an extra layer of complexity to the game, because so much of this game I observed is about, you know, clearing enemies so they're not shooting at you, and the melee enemy, while he may not stab you immediately, like if you ignore him, he will kill you, but killing him, you have to do so at an opportune time so it doesn't mess up like your gun placement, or it doesn't put you behind on clearing the bullets and whatnot. So there's so much to think about in this game.
Yep, so true.
There's one. Poison just got him. Boom. Got him. But yeah,
got him.
Random dude just like comes at you with a knife. He's the bravest dude in the game by my estimation.
I think he's the smartest. I mean, we got all these guys out front here just getting completely railed. This guy's thinking, oh, I can just run right up on this chick and slash her throat. Oh, missed! Alright. I thought he was going to come back and take down Poisoncurls again there.
Let's see.
So meanwhile, Xatmamune, sorry.
Xatmamune.
Xatmamune.
It took me a little while.
So Xatmamune on the final level, essentially here, he's going to have a mini boss coming up. I don't know if you see that big turret gun there, but there's a little bit of foreshadowing going on.
Yeah.
But he's got the M gun, which is good. So hopefully he'll play it smart here and save as much as that M gun ammunition as he can for this this mini boss here. And again, this is a fast shooting turret, so he's going to farm some V gun here, but he's got to be careful not to farm too much because we need to use the V gun on the final boss. So, Yep, he wisely is going to use bombs to finish this guy off, and this is exactly the situation you want to be in. 3 bombs, you get the kill, and now we're going to go into the final boss with what should be an almost fully operational V gun.
Junkyard Dave says that Xatmamune has really learned this well. He's basically not jumping or rolling at all. So basically what I said before about the jumping and rolling costing you frames, I agree. All of our runners are extremely dedicated to what they do. Even Square One, he's struggling, but it's only because he's only had 2 days. Like, he stepped up at the last minute. We certainly do appreciate him doing that. But each and every one of our racers are very dedicated individuals, and I cannot say enough about what they do to put on this show. Like, combined, I think all 5 of us spend at least 60 man-hours per week getting ready for this. So, go ahead.
Xatmamune on the V-gun on the final boss there, and you can see how powerful that thing is. So important to get that on the final boss. It's just absolutely paramount.
So 22:05, first run through of the game. So he's going to have a 2-minute and 12-second break now, just to be able to, I guess, reset his mind and get ready to charge at this thing again. Skunky on the turret gun. That's an interesting little pattern that it throws too. The circular pattern.
Yep, that turret gun will actually it'll follow you a little bit.
Yep. Skunky, no bombs. I like this music too. But I was going to say before, all of these guys stream on some level. They stream other games too. Poisoncurls is a world record holder for Lion King. Skunky is a world record holder for pretty much every category of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for NES. Square One, he streams, I think he's streaming Mega Man 11 right now. He's been routing that game for speed. That's a relatively new game. It came out like maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And Xatmamune is a world record holder in Snake Rattle and Roll. So definitely go follow those guys if you haven't already, because they deserve it, because they make all this possible. How do you say that word? Natsume? That's the developer?
Natsume? Sure.
Natsume? I don't know. Like, that's obviously a Japanese word.
I want to say it with a terrible Japanese accent, but it just doesn't feel like it would be appropriate.
I mean, you only live once, man.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true even.
It's true. Let's see.
So Skunky finishing up his first round here, again using that V-gun on the final boss. Poisoncurls popping the V-gun very late into the second level of the final stage. We'll see how he manages on the final boss, because he's not going to have enough V-gun charge. It's going to put him in kind of a tricky little battle. Luckily, he's got 3 lives, so he should be able to get through it at least, but it ain't going to be easy.
We're rooting for you, buddy. Poison actually got a couple of PBs this week on Mega Man X. I think his PB was 3619, then he got a 3615, and now he's like 3609. So he's been making lots of gains in his particular disciplines. Xatmamune starting the second run now. Back in Carson City.
It seems like it's been so long since we've been here.
Yeah.
For anyone interested in running this game, the game itself is really consistent. So, you know, if you were a robot playing this game,
yeah,
you could pretty much do the same thing every time, and the only variation would be your gun drops. When the items drop, when the bombs drop, when the guns drop, and where. It's all dependent on the sequence of enemies you kill. So once you get used to running it, if you kill the same enemies every single time in the same order, then you're going to get the exact same drops in the same places. You'll just get different guns every time.
This is also one of the most expensive Super Nintendo games out there. I think the cart, if you wanted to buy it, is about $300.
Yeah, I couldn't believe when you were saying that.
That's crazy. Incredible. So we have 3 that are emulating, and one Xatmamune that managed to get his hands on a cart. But it's rough, man. I think he has a friend that's a pretty serious collector that he was able to coerce into letting him borrow it. So shout outs to whoever you are. If you're in chat, thank you so much.
All right, everyone, keep your eyes on Poisoncurls here. He's got a really sneaky fight coming up without any V-guns here. He's going to be doing lots of dodging. Ooh!
Death number 1.
He's got a random gun. What's it going to be? It's the P gun!
I don't know what P stands for. Do you know what P stands for? Or?
I honestly don't know what P stands for. There was some chat a little bit earlier. I don't remember who suggested it, but they said that P stands for the perfect gun.
Or maybe maybe the P
like
shooter.
That. But it's a gun that doesn't do any damage. So you either got to die to get rid of it, or you got to run out the magazine.
All right.
So Junkyard Dave asks, is there a way to deal with crab RNG? I think there are ways to deal with it. I never really came up with a way myself, but what we do to mitigate it is we try to freeze the crab as much as possible. So on a really good run, with a little bit of luck, you can just continually freeze the crab over and over and over and over again. But I never really found a way or took a whole lot of time trying to figure out how to manipulate it.
Okay. Let's see. Square's at the ammunition depot with the shotgun. Now, like, okay, so I've noticed that you can kill 2 enemies at once in this game. With really good placement, is it possible to, perhaps gain some frames by taking out 2 enemies at once?
Yeah, sure. There are actually levels where we try as hard as we can to kill 2 enemies at once. And one of the most tricky and I think coolest places to do it is on the first level of the final stage. There's a couple of big robots, just like you saw Zat. God, I'm going to say his name wrong again, whatever. I'll just say Zat.
That'll work.
The big robot guys with the machine gun arms, where you can actually manipulate them into a pattern where they are layered over a top of one another, and you can not only shoot both of them at the same time, but you can freeze both of them in the same spot and shoot. So that's a really good spot to save some time.
Yeah, whenever you fight those, I think the twins, I just call them the twins, but there's the level with the twin robot cowboys. I think Square's coming up on it, but like they're both just a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
But you can freeze both of them and actually do double damage with one shot, and that's pretty OP.
Oh yeah, very powerful.
Very easy to die there too. I think the mortal strat for it is just go all the way left. I think that's what I've seen everybody doing. You go all the way left on the screen, and then I think the robot on the right, he doesn't have the range to hit you. So.
Yep, that's exactly right. The robots, their machine guns don't actually reach over to the far corners of the game, and I'm sure that wasn't intentional, but someone screwed up their math.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that there's no skips or anything like that that's been found. No exploits that take you outside of what was intended by the developers, right?
I don't think so. If you look at just the general gameplay and the level flow in a game like this, there's nowhere to zip. There's really nowhere to go out of bounds. There's not really a lot you can do. So really, it's just a matter of skill and then a little bit of help and the luck.
So you guys are hearing my dog run around and scratch her butt. If you guys hear like shuffling going on, that's my Barkley.
I thought that was just you.
Well, I sometimes have been known like to crack my back on stream, but no, she's not snoring tonight, but she is like running around like scratching her butt. I don't know what it is. She has like a flea allergy or something. Maybe she got bit today.
Ooh, Square One getting lucky there with the G gun. Didn't come into the level with the V gun in the right amount. Got lucky with the G gun. The G gun is a really good replacement, honestly, for the V gun. It just shoots a little bit slower, but it still does a ton of damage.
So, so how would you rank the utility? I mean, obviously the pea shooter's worst. as far as drops go, we've said that the grenade gun is the best, or the G gun, or the V gun is better, shoots faster, but you have to charge it up. So as far as the M gun and the other drop weapons, how would you rank them as far as usefulness?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty easy. I think it's, you know, like you said, pea shooter obviously being the worst. After that, it's going to be the shotgun, and then the machine gun, and then I think the G gun is just so powerful.
So, but next week is actually Halloween week, so I have a Halloween themed game that I'm going to be announcing at the end of this stream. And we're going to have 4 guys take a stab at it, but I'm really excited about that. I'm going to try to do like a...
I like your, for Halloween, take a stab at it. Was that intentional?
Happy accident, actually. It tends to work out that way, but I'm going to try to do special events. Like I've got a lot of plans coming up for this for the Sloth race. We're going to try to do co-op. I actually have found a few services that allow you to play SNES and NES games over the internet in a co-op mode. So I'm thinking that in the future we might do some co-op games to where maybe Poison and Square team up, or Skunky and Xat, or maybe each one of those can recruit an extra person to play with them live on their stream. And we can get more people involved. But I've got some holiday races, the themes planned. For like Christmas, I've got a couple of games in mind.
Why are you following me?
Thanks for the follow, Junkyard Dave. But this is something that I definitely want to keep doing because we have fun every week whenever we do this, regardless. Square one staring down the hula hooper. That's a really tough level if you get behind on your killing. You know, like if you let the enemies build up, they really can stun lock you.
You're dealing with the machine gun on the train. You're dealing with the freeze whips from the guy doing hula hoops, and then you know the bullets are generally easy to deal with, but TNT when it starts to stack up, it gets to be really hard.
Now the final boss, Billy the Kid, right? He's is this like a cycle based or a damage based cycle? Does he come forward? Like obviously he comes forward to melee you, and then you have to knock him back. Is there so many cycles that you have to do that, or how does that work?
It kind of is all dependent on RNG. Sometimes he'll go back and forth. Sometimes he'll come out and hit you. Sometimes he'll stay up front. It's kind of a crapshoot, honestly. I haven't found a real good way in manipulating a lot of the boss's RNG. So with him, it's kind of the same thing. I'll usually opt for a freeze. Now, if you let a lasso go at the perfect time, you can actually hit him before he moves for the first time. And if you have a G gun or something where you gotten lucky, that can be good. But a lot of times you want him to start shooting you so that you can get your V gun going. Yeah. But he can be tough to lasso because he moves really, really quick.
Poisoncurls with the second continue, it looks like. Let's see, let's check in on our 2 leaders here, Skunky and Xat. They're both on run 2, so let's see if we can try to cobble together where they are. So Xat's at the ammunition depot, and looks like the mines for Skunky.
Yep.
So that is level 3. That's his 3rd level, and I can't remember what Xat's order was as far as the what order he chooses the depot in. I think it's maybe...
I don't remember either.
It's tough. It's really tough. I'm going to estimate and say 4.
It'd be nice if there was a little ticker or something on the screens that told you what level they had beaten.
Right.
Poisoncurls just having a really rough time here.
Yep. Let's see if he's going to use the V gun for this again.
he might be able to charge his V gun up, to the final boss, but it's so close. Just and he accidentally shot a bullet there. I think he's going to wind up popping it before the final boss. Yep,
Yeah.
There it goes.
Wow, that does do a lot of damage, though.
Oh, it's incredible how much damage it does. It's just, again, you got the G gun combined with the machine gun. You can't go wrong there. You just can't. I've tried going wrong, and it never works.
So, we mentioned earlier, your world record of this game is 21 minutes and 33 seconds. And I think we were talking about it before you popped into the commentary chat. How many deaths did you have in that run? Was it clean all the way through, or how did that work out?
Yeah. I think it was probably deathless. But I guess I'm not really too sure. Depending on how you die, you can wind up not losing very much time.
Right. Yeah. You were talking about before how if you die at the end of a level, the time you spend in the death animation can be mitigated by the loss of the countdown timer.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yep, sometimes it can actually be beneficial to die, though usually it's not something you would try on purpose. You're talking about saving half seconds, and most of the time it's going to be tricky to time a death correctly to benefit from that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, and then you could always have some enemies build up on you, because they do keep coming even whenever you're in the death animation, so it's not like you get a reprieve or anything.
Yep. When you respawn, you have a little bit of iframes that can maybe help you deal with some of that stuff, but for the most part, nah, it's just not worth it.
Definitely tough.
There's a really interesting thing you can do if you manage to die at the same time that you kill a boss or mini boss. You actually don't take the death. You just kind of get right up as if nothing ever happened, and it's kind of a funny little thing that I've seen happen just a couple of times, mostly, but pretty much all by accident.
Is that taking the death there? And what do you call that boss, like the big squid thing that flies around? The blue orb. Do you have like a pet name for him, or do you know the official one?
I don't really know what it is, if I'm being completely honest. Most of the time he dies so fast it doesn't even matter what his name is.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've noticed that, like, even if you go to like GameFAQs.com, they have walkthroughs for this game, and most of the time you just see like the made up names, like the Robo Cowboys. They don't really have like established names for them, I guess, and I guess they don't exist. So if anybody has any creative names, or Junkyard Dave, I know you run this game.
I was gonna say Dave might know. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave, if you have any input on that, let me know. So Skunky's on this boss right here. They call him Blue Suit. I love his animation. He looks like he's dancing. Like whenever he's like stun locked or whatever, just...
I always liked this guy. He always seemed very, I don't know, real fancy, very effeminate. He's always my favorite because he shows up multiple times, and I don't know if it's the same one or...
Yo, sorry about that. I heard my dog barking. So.
Yeah, you're good, man. Real life happens. I was starting to wonder. I was like, maybe Poison had to go poop. Okay, so the twins are what's in the demo right now on Poison's screen.
I thought Poison had a little hole installed in his chair, so they didn't have to take a break for that kind of stuff.
Oh wait, no, he's playing this. So those are the twins we were talking about. That's possible to do double damage. But Poison's going with the safe strat, where you go all the way to the left on the side of the screen, and you just kill the one that's on the left. Just keep him stun locked with a lasso, and just whenever he's dead, the other one can't reach you.
Yep, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay, so Junkyard Dave has gotten back to us in chat. Yeah, no idea. Maybe you could check a manual scan or something, but interesting to note that the development cycle was very, very short for this. Basically, two dudes from Natsume made it in a very short period of time as a side project, so they may be nameless. Yeah, I've noticed that the lore in this game, it's not really developed. I mean, it's just like Billy the Kid did something to piss off Annie, and Annie goes to Clint and's like, let's go and and wreck this dude. And then Clint's like, I don't need your help, and Annie says, I'm coming. And then that's pretty much it. So I mean, it was. And the scripting of the description for the game, you could tell that it was probably like a weak translation from Japanese into English. So, but I mean, for the development cycle being so short, I'm actually very, very impressed because it's a really fun game. I've had all of our runners tell me this week that they've had fun playing it. Skunky streamed it quite a bit, so it always brings me a lot of pleasure whenever our guys actually enjoy the games that I pick. That is the goal.
Yeah. It is a really, really great game.
And Poison fighting Blue Suit. Now, is that gold? Is that all gold right there? It looks like it's all gold.
I think it's all gold bars and money bags, which if you kind of look off into the background, you can see
yeah.
Billy the Kid definitely ain't hurting for money.
No, he's not. I mean...
Why doesn't he just give it up? He could have quit while he was ahead. Maybe Annie and Clint would have never came for him. Could have had a wife and kids.
Got greedy, man.
He just got so greedy.
See,
learn a lesson from Billy the Kid, kids.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Kat and I started running this game co-op a few days ago. So we just made up the reasoning. Asked why she thought Clint and Annie were going after the red coat. And she said because he was ugly. So that's our official lore. Yeah, I mean...
That seems as good as anything.
Feel sorry for any ugly people that live next door to Junkyard Dave. But I don't know, like, I'm scared to pull it up because, okay, so the way that I do this broadcast, if anybody's interested in the technical aspect of it, I use cadgar.net to create a simulcast of each of these guys' streams. So Poison, Skunky, Square, and Xat are all streaming right now, and I actually have a composite of all 4 of their streams up in a Chrome browser window, and it's just full screen with the chats disabled, and it creates just this perfect 2x2 of all of their streams so we can simulcast them. But that's pretty much how I do it. Other than that, we're all in a Discord call. So it's a pretty simple setup. But I'm pretty sure if I open up another window, it's going to open up in front of this Chrome window. I do have other monitors, but that would ruin your view for like a split second. So I'm scared to pull it up even to like Google the lore or some of the names just to give us something to talk about. I might take a chance here if there's like a lull in the action. Oh, look at that. Xat's got the double up damage. Look at that, dude.
That's beautiful. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
that's perfect.
It's making me real excited. And you can see him going for multiple freezes. Yeah,
Perfect.
Xat's obviously been practicing this. Look at the timing. The death animations line up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for.
Oh man. And like Xat, he does stream his practice, but he doesn't stream as much as Skunky or Poison. So he's pretty cagey with his strats, like. But he's a very talented runner, and he's always to be feared no matter what the game is.
Skunky just getting some real nice RNG on the final train boss there, using the shotgun like a pro.
Yeah. Dude, he is ugly. Look at that. I just saw him on Skunky's screen. He's got like that handlebar mustache or whatever.
Yeah, he ain't pretty.
Yeah, now Skunky's on to the twins. Let's see how he handles them. He's going left. Just going with the safe strat. Now, it is RNG which way these guys move, so, it's making pretty quick work of them, but they didn't sync up so he could get the double damage, which is unfortunate.
Poison taking the intentional death to store up some extra lives. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Would we call that a death abuse, or we just call that smart gaming?
I don't know that we could call it a death abuse.
Poison on the twins now. Still trying to get that. I think he's still trying to get the first game under his belt. And Square's on the train. Can you stun the train with the lasso? I don't think you probably could.
You actually can stun the train with a lasso.
Really?
Yep.
So I know that the crab you can lasso. The only one that I think is immune to it is the flamethrower boss. I think.
Yep, the flamethrowing tank. I think pretty much everything else you can freeze. Even the final boss you can freeze. Just kind of, I don't know, kind of interesting.
Skunky is right behind Xatmamune. Like he's at the end of I think that's stage 2 in the final boss, and they're both getting ready to take on the final boss, Jesse or Billy the Kid, rather. No. Skunky is almost one stage behind Xat. Let's see how Xat handles Billy this time.
He's real close on the V-gun, and what we want him to do is shoot, just like he did right there. That's perfect. When he opens up with that shot, you can farm a lot of bullets.
Wow. Xat, dude. Somebody get the captures ready.
Real good.
Like I've heard him speak. He has a man's voice, but that could have been programmed. He's clearly very, very, very sophisticated AI. All right, Xat with 2 down. I think Xat's PB was, what did he say? 2202. I can't remember what he said it was. 2202 was his PB, and he did that in his second run in the practice runs up to right before this broadcast. So even though it says plus 156, that's against his best.
Yeah, Xat just really putting on a show here.
Skunky got the V-gun out. Here you go. So far, so good.
Yep, he's getting good RNG too. We want,
nice.
As long as he stays out front. See, when he goes underneath like that, you're wasting a little bit of time, but I think he's still doing real good. Very nice.
So
well
Skunky
done.
is right on Xat's heels, like less than a minute. So these guys are going to get their last break of the race, so they can, dry their hands, take a sip of water, stretch out a little bit, and this last race is going to be for all the marbles here. And this is one of those runs where RNG can make and break it if it's really, really close. So I mean, a couple of G guns could really turn the tide. So it's still anybody's race.
What's the time differential on these two here? About a minute or so? Maybe a little less?
A little less than a minute, I think. I was trying to keep up with it, but I mean, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Inc. says, what is this, a race? Yes, this is the weekly Sloth race. We're doing wild guns. First to beat it 3 times. And welcome, by the way.
We've got 2 players just finished their second run, Skunky and Xatmamune.
Okay.
I still don't know that I'm saying that right.
So Xat entered this at 49:35, this level at Carson City. 49:35. So whenever Skunky loads into the level, I'll check Xat's timer and I'll see exactly what the time differential is. Poison's still trying to take down Blue Suit and get to Billy the Kid.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
Thank you for the host, Nintendo. 50 sloth bucks.
I'm just trying to start a trend here.
Do we have sloth bucks? Like, is that like an in-channel currency that I should have?
I don't know. It seems like maybe a good option.
Like, I mean, I could probably draw a sloth on like a little dollar. I don't know what I don't know what the currency would be worth as far as the exchange rate goes to U.S. dollars. Oh crap! Okay, so Skunky just started the stage. About a minute and a half, I think. Minute and a half difference. So, I mean, it's definitely within the realm of possibility that he could come back.
Yep, and Xat just taking a death here on the mini boss. That'll set him back a little bit.
So, Carson City being the... Go ahead.
I I was just saying I'm all about the close race, so I'm not cheering for Zat, but it would be neat if maybe he died a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love everybody the same, but I always do like to see a nail biter. Berlin Dude says 45 seconds between both, he thinks. Speaking of people that need to be racers in the sloth race, Berlin Dude, we need to talk. Berlin Dude is actually a very talented runner. Runs Mega Man X. What's the name of that other derpy game that you play? Like Wonder Boy? What is it?
Wonder Boy, yep.
Wonder Boy. He's, I've seen him rage at that game many times, but that's a very entertaining game. So, like, I think we all need to get together and chat and convince Berlin Dude 1 to volunteer for a race. We got one next week, Berlin. I'm just saying. Stormcrow says, I love Skunky best. Stormcrow's obviously unambiguous on his race favorite. Yeah, I will say Skunky does have beautiful hands. We don't get to see them very often, but every now and then he like trains his cam when he streams on his hands, and you'll notice that he has just well proportioned, perfectly moist fingertips for speed running. He's really just he could be a hand model if he ever gets.
Is he like the hand model from? Yeah. Is that what you're just saying?
Yeah.
From what the hell's the name of that movie?
I'm not sure.
Zoolander.
Oh, no, I'm not sure, but I mean, he definitely could have a career in that if he ever gets tired of speedrunning. And I think maybe his hands just get so much work; they're really well defined and just pleasant to look at. Moist. Vayvictus, how you doing, buddy? Vayvictus is a Demon's Crest runner.
Skunky got the machine gun here on the first boss. That's excellent. But Zat, he's just making short work of everything here.
Come on, Skunky, you can do it. It's one of my biggest dreams that starsurfer might one day race a game for us. Just one game.
We'll see. If I ever get the use of my hands back,
yeah,
maybe I'll race again.
What are your hands busy doing?
Other things.
And it would be wonderful. Like, this is the second time Starsurfer's actually commentated. He did commentate with me on the Demon's Crest race that we did about a month ago. So, no.
I've been trying to get Sloth to run all the games that I know how to talk about.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got a couple of others. I think you've got. I think you played Goof Troop. You've got some records on Goof Troop, don't you? With Mr. Causality. Do you have any other records?
I mean,
Family Dog. Family
Dog.
Yeah, Family Dog. It's like 6 or 7 minutes on that game. What's the world record?
Yeah, it's like 6:30 something, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty short, but I think it would be a funny game to watch, depending on how much practice people put into it.
The animations on that game are so awesome.
Oh, it's very like Nickelodeon-esque.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like very like Rocko's Modern Life or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, for those of you that are just joining us, we do a race like this every week with a different game. And all of our racers, they only have a week to practice. No, Barkley, no. She's right in front of me, like right down here, and she's trying to jump up in my lap.
That's the place to be, man.
She's trying to steal the show. She's all about that attention. All right, let's get back to the race. So, square one, finishing up the twins.
Poisoncurls just having some serious issues here. With that final level, can be tough. And as soon as you start resetting again, it gets hard to charge that V gun up.
Yeah. This game is all about flow and your item management, your V gun management. There's a lot of considerations.
You can see Zat here chaining lassos on the crab pretty well. Firing one off a little bit too late there to get the stun.
Yeah. I've noticed slight differences between their strategies. Skunky and Zat's strategies. No dog. Skunky likes to jump whenever the crab hands come down. He jumps straight up, and that sort of saves his hitbox from them. And Zat just does that little wiggle that you see him doing right there. So what's better, shotgun or the standard gun? Ooh, little death there.
You know, I don't know. I always have thought that the shotgun was better, but sometimes I wonder, honestly, if the standard gun isn't a little bit better.
Yeah, Ve Victus. Starsurfer is not currently racing. That is my dream, but right now he's just commentating the race, lending his expertise. All right, Poison making it back to the twins, as is Square. And I believe the one with the little wooden targets, like that Zat's on right now, and actually Skunky just started as well, those are, that's the first bonus stage, and the second one is the rocks, right?
Yep, that's right.
And the first bonus stage you get at the end of the second level, whichever level order you choose. But at the end of the second level that you beat, you get the this stage, and the second one is at the end of the fourth level. So that is a good way, even though they have different routes, for us to tell where they're at. So they are neck and neck right now. 5 seconds.
There's actually an interesting way to avoid these bonus stages. If you get I think you actually have to game over. You don't get the bonus stage. So there's actually been some people who've tried to time whether or not it's actually faster to get a game over and avoid the bonus stages. And it's actually just slightly slower to game over and miss the bonus stages as it is to just sit through them.
Okay, so Doug says he knows Zat in real life. So I think Doug might be the guy that loaned Zat the cart to be able to do this race. Are you that guy? I think you are. If you are the guy that loaned him the cart, thank you so much, because we love to have him in these races, and it is notoriously difficult to get a hold of.
Maybe to give everyone a chance, though, don't give him the cartridge next week.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We could institute some sort of natural handicap, you know? Just give him like a bottle of vodka to finish while he's doing the run.
There we go. We'll have to mail him some booze or drugs or crack or something every week.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing is like... Skunky's won 3 races too, so I thought he was the human task before, he took a week off. Like, he won 3 in a row. It was just insane. He won Power Rangers, he won Demon's Crest, and crap, I've got so many of these races under my belt that I can't even remember them all. My dog really wants to be on this stream. Poison and Square have yet to take down the game for the first time. Hopefully we'll get to see them finish at least once.
Zat picking up the machine gun here at a very ideal time. Watch how fast this boss dies. Boom. And now what's nice about this is he's going to have that machine gun for a little bit on the tank boss. So he pretty much got set up with the perfect situation.
Oh yeah. Now look at Zat's aim. He never misses. Look at that. Perfect alignment every single time. I don't think he misses a shot. Oh, I spoke too soon. But I've noticed that whenever he was practicing, he stays perfectly lined up with that, I guess I'm going to call it the flamethrower nozzle, which is the weakness. Midnight Pearl, a Poisoncurls fan. We're all Poisoncurls
And he gets
fans.
the G gun. Wow. He is making it happen here on this tank boss. Jeez. Skunky dealing with the crab RNG. Sloth dealing with the dog RNG there on
Dude,
the mic.
she really like she's thirsty tonight. She wants all up in my grill. Like some nights she'll just she'll go over to the bed and lay down. Today is not one of those. Like she's impetuous. I'll probably pull her up in my lap after the race is over. That way everybody can see the creature that's just bugging the piss out of me. You can hear her panting and stuff. Like she's a happy dog right now. And square one with the unfortunate game over.
Ooh, Zat taking a death there. This race is getting closer and closer, I think, as we go.
Skunky is pulling it out, dude. Like this is this is going to be one of the closer finishes that we've ever had, dude. This is great. Stormcrow, I do agree with you. I need a dog cam. Like I was thinking about buying another Logitech C920 and just like training it, like getting like a little like tripod or something, and I could just put it on the bed. Because usually she just like sits and snores. But like sometimes she likes to like rock up here like under my desk, and she's trying to climb up here. All right, fine. All right, I give in.
Let's get her on the cam, baby.
Come on.
Let's.
Come on, baby. Oh, okay, let's go. Okay. That's Barkley, guys.
Hey, there she is.
Yeah.
What a sweet. Who's a sweet girl?
Yeah.
Who's a sweet girl?
Yeah. No, you're not going anywhere now. You love your daddy? Yes, you do. Yeah.
All right, we got Skunky and Zat on about a 30-second time differential here. This could be anybody's race.
Let's see if she leaves me alone now. Don't make eye contact. That's the key. All right. So race is heating up. Those guys with the shield, they're actually invulnerable until they open up. Is that RNG or is that planned?
The guys with the shields, you said?
Yeah.
It's all on a timer. So they land and they do a couple stutter steps and then they open right up.
Okay, so you can actually plan.
Yep.
Obviously, the idea is to catch them on their first cycle, because once they close up, you'll have to wait for them again. Yeah, Skunky making pretty quick work of them. Yep, and now he's on to blue suit. He looks like he's doing some sort of dance. Like, I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
He's, kind of looks like... What's that crazy dance that Elvis did? Can't remember the name of it.
The twist? I don't know.
No, like this, I don't know. I saw it on Forrest Gump. I don't know if it has a name. Yeah, she's a happy dog. She's like spoiled rotten.
Skunky taking a death there. Zat finishing up the level. I think Skunky might have lost a little bit of time.
On to the second bonus round, so. Come on, Poison. I'm not letting you stop your stream until you beat this game. I know you can do it. I've seen you do it.
I hate my life right now.
You've got it. Come on.
Come on, you got this, dude.
Yep, and Skunky onto the second bonus stage. Okay, so we've got a few people in chat now. If you have a game that you want to see ran, you can suggest it. If you look below this stream, I have a link to my Discord in the panels. You just click on the panel that says Discord, you'll get an invite, and you can join the Discord. And there's actually a race chat text channel, and you can input whatever game for NES or SNES that has a world record between 15 and 30 minutes, and I'll give it a look. And if I like it, we'll race it for you. Alternatively, if you are a big fan of these races and you want to contribute, you could sponsor a race. Now, I don't publicize it, and of course these guys don't do it for the money, but I do offer a $20 reward. I will donate $20 to the streamer that wins, and they get a digital Sloth Cup trophy, which you see right below me. To have on their stream for the week after they win the race until the next race. So if you wanted to get a little more involved with the channel by sponsoring a race, putting up the $20 prize money, then you can always do that. And if you have that interest, you could just DM me, either on Twitch or in Discord.
And Sloth, people can put the trophy up in their stream for the week, right? That's the idea.
Yeah. So I mean, whoever wins today, they display it. Usually like right next to their splits or something. But it's just a little PNG image that I edited, and I can actually move it around on stream if I want to. See it moving right there?
Midnight Pearl wants to win Barkley. What do we think about that?
I will end you. You're not getting my dog. Like, this is my baby girl. She's actually 6 years old. I've had her for quite a while. Like, I got her as a pup. So she's never really known anybody except for me, which is why she's so damn needy. She's, try leaving the house with her just looking up at you. Don't go. All right. So Zat and Skunky are on the train, and they are they're just on different sections of the train. Zat a little bit ahead.
Skunky choosing to not get the question mark gun, liking that strategy. You never know when a P gun is going to show its ugly face.
Yep. I'm not sure if Skunky's watching the stream or he can see, what the deficit is. I'm not sure. That might affect his strategy.
Still pretty close. Zat looking like he got the V gun at a pretty good time. Let's see if he's going to try to freeze or if he's going to shoot. Wow. He goes for the freeze, gets it. He might be able to finish him before the V gun goes out. Doesn't look like it.
Yep, Skunky's got the V gun ready to go as well, so we'll see how that works out.
Zat gets a shotgun, which is actually not a bad gun for this boss. Just because of the spread obviously helps when he's flying around.
I should have just started the whole game over.
I mean, it might be easier, yeah. You could, I noticed whenever you popped the V-gun in this particular level before, you didn't have it available for Billy the Kid, and that kind of hurt you. And then after that, you don't really have as much opportunity to build it up again. Xatmamune moving on to the twins for the third time. Just stand to the left like always. And Skunky on the same stage. Still really close. I mean, anything could happen with that last boss. The Hangry Canuck, welcome to the stream. Xatmamune's winning by about maybe 30 to 40 seconds. You'll see Skunky, he's in the top right of the screen. He's killing that last little robot cowboy, and then he'll move into the room that Xatmamune is actually in right now.
And we'll see, you'll kind of get a good idea of what the exact time difference is when Skunky lands if you compare their two times for their levels.
Right. Yep, so they're closing in on the end of the game, so, I mean, weapon drop could, Skunky getting the M gun. Nice. Both of their V-gun meters look to be about on par.
Yep, they should be setting up. Both of them have had really good V-gun management here on the final level, so I'm pretty confident that we're going to see V-gun on the final boss here for both of them. Skunky picking up the M gun here, which is really good. Oh, Zat already has one too. That's nice.
Yeah. Skunky's memorization of where the enemies come out, you can tell he's anticipating each and every one of them, so that's just a testament to his preparation. All right. So 110.50 is about whenever Zat landed at the turret boss. It's 20 seconds. 24 seconds is the difference. So, just the smallest of leads. So, something like a death could still turn it around. Look at the double stun lock with Square One. Can he hold it? No, they got set. Oh,
That's exactly where you want to be, though.
yeah. And this is both Skunky and Xatmamune's final run. So, the first one to see the credits here is the. I think Midnight Pearl's talking about every boss being Michael Jackson. You talking about Blue Suit? And Billy the Kid getting wrecked by Zat. There it is. And your
Zat,
winner.
what a run. 3 very consistent runs, as you can see.
Yep, Zat, if you're listening, I'll mute your stream if you want to come talk to us, and we'll interview you about the race.
And now it's the race for Poisoncurls.
Yep.
Can he beat the game before Square beats it for the third time?
Yep.
No, I haven't beat the game either.
Oh wait, we're still going for game 1 on Square and Poison.
I thought you had a PB. I thought you beat the game in 37 minutes. Square One.
Yeah, but not in the race.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you have finished the game in your practice, and I know Poison has as well.
It's a lot easier when you come in with the momentum of like full bombs and 6 lives.
Yep.
And like if you choke, it's hard to like get it back with no V gun and shit.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think the real race has actually shown up.
Yeah. So we're gonna see who can beat the game.
Sloth, are you gonna move the trophy over to Zat here?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Very good race between.
Oh man, that was so
excellent.
stressful at the end. Good game, Skunky.
He was right there on you, bro.
Yeah.
GG's that.
Excellent race.
My second run was horrible. I missed both my V triggers on the 4th and 5th levels. I thought I was sunk.
Damn, yeah, I think it's where I caught you a little bit. I had a really bad first run.
Yeah, you got a few good item drops there, though, Skunky. Like it helped you pick up towards the start of the third run. Like I noticed you narrowed it. I mean, you only went out about 24 seconds behind, so that's not bad. That was your deficit going into the last level.
Looks like Poison's set to V trigger this guy up.
There you go, Poison.
Yeah. Poison. He's got 2 lives. There's actually something really cool you can do. Oh, and he did it! Oh my god!
He got V trigger as he left the last stage.
Yep. So how it works is, if you're shooting a bullet,
Dude,
and
Poison
you go
wrecked
down
him.
to do the bomb, your bullet connects with another bullet while you're using your bomb, and your V trigger doesn't pop until you get into the final boss. It's like the absolute perfect way to do the final level, and it's hard to do it on purpose, but it's like it's so beautiful, as you can see. Kills a boss so fast.
Yeah, I wondered what happened right there. That was cool.
Yep.
Good job, dude. Now, I mean, if you're new, if you didn't catch the start or like the explanation, this is the Sloth race. Each of these guys has only had a week to practice. Actually, Poison, Skunky, and Zat had a week to practice, and Square One stepped up with 2 days left to fill the open slot. Had another guy that had some availability issues. So, I mean, each of these guys has been practicing this game like crazy for 1 week. Which is insane to think that they could pick up a speed run and have this kind of skill at it just in a week. But each of these guys streams on Twitch, so if you're listening right now, head over to their channels and give them a follow so you can catch them prepping for next week's race.
Do we know what the game is for next week, Sloth, or are we waiting for
I know what
Square
it
to
is.
get done here?
I know what it is.
Of course.
I can tell you if you guys are ready.
Well, maybe we should wait for Square.
Yeah, let's give him a chance. You got it, buddy.
Yeah, maybe.
You got 3 bombs. About a quarter of the V meter. When I played this game, I played on easy.
Easy's kind of fun because you get tons of random gun drops.
Yeah.
But it is really easy, especially
Yeah.
if you've been playing the game a lot.
I mean, if I can beat it, then it's easy.
Next week's game is this game on hard.
No, we actually. I mean, I do have a Halloween themed game for you guys next week. Because I mean, it is Halloween coming up. So if you guys are available and down, it's a fun game. I will say that much. It's kind of derpy, and I made it that way. It's a less serious game, I guess. Like, I just wanted it to be fun, you know.
Square's going into this very smartly.
Oh, nice, man.
He's got 3 bombs that should be just enough. His V gun's gonna trigger here though, I'm afraid. Oh nope.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
He's got it.
Avoids the bullets. Wow, what a dude. He's pumped. Look at him on the camera, you can tell.
Yep. I mean, and he's only had 2 days to practice this. So, once again, big shout outs to Square One for stepping up. I'd hate to have like a quarter of this screen not be, filled up.
There's the V gun. Looks like he's gonna make it happen here.
Billy the Kid getting wrecked. And
Oh, he comes down. Uh-oh, this guy.
Holy shit, dude.
GG, dude.
Oh, he got
Whoa,
the V gun.
beautiful. Nicely done.
Good deal. That's really good, Square, for the 2 days that you had.
And the swag jump there at the end was just wow.
All right.
What a guy.
Great job, everybody. Great job. That was really fun.
GG, guys.
All right. So you guys ready to learn next week's game? You're going to laugh. Porky Pig, or Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Dude,
Is that on the SNES?
Yes, it's for Super Nintendo, and it's a derpy platformer, and it's just hilarious. And I think it's going to be very fun to run.
That sounds amazing.
I have an elite runner from the game. He's actually joined my Discord this past week. I don't know if you guys. Some people have taken up like made it their habit to like try and figure out who joins the Discord at which time and try to like look them up, reverse search them on Twitch to find out which game they run. But it's Prince Leaf. I don't know if he's actually in right now, but he's going to be commentating with me, and he's got the record on this game. So, but who's up for it? Just let me know. I mean, obviously, Zat, if you're going to be free, you're guaranteed a spot since you won the race.
Yep, I'll see if I can get my hands on a cart.
Yeah, it's not particularly expensive, so if you got Amazon Prime, you could order it off of there. I mean, it's a lesser known title. I think your friend Doug was in here that loaned you the cart for this week.
Yeah, he said he watched the race and had a great time.
Yeah, Doug Meter. Yeah, Doug_Meter. Yeah.
Yep, that's him. He says he doesn't have Porky Pig, so I'll probably have to grab it off Amazon.
Ooh, bummer.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's pretty fun, and I'm gonna message Prince, and he messaged in Discord, like he said, "Hey, I'm here to tell you guys about Porky Pig. Just answer, I'll answer all your questions." But he jumped the gun because it wasn't time to do the reveal yet, so I had to delete the message and DM him real quick. But he's very eager to draw more attention to the game. It is a very fun game to watch run. But it's your basic platformer, and I think it's fun. I watched a bunch of runs of it. Skunky, you gonna take another break, or do you think you're up for a Halloween run?
I'll have to see what it entails grind-wise.
Okay.
but I'm tentative at this point.
Poison, you're always down for a race, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Poison is never once like, okay, so Poison lives in North Carolina, and with the exception of the week that the hurricane came through and killed the power to the state, he's been in every single sloth race, so big
yep.
shout outs to Poison. Square, what do you think, man? Do you wanna be a backup, or do you actually want to prep for one?
I'll definitely be free. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love to see some newcomers, but
Yeah, we've got Stormcrow. Stormcrow likes the NES, but he's not able to emulate, so he's going to be running off cartridge, and I think he only has an NES to play on. So
yeah, I'll definitely be free. I'd be down.
okay, now this is going to set us up too. I mean, by the rules of the sloth race, whoever wins gets an automatic chance at the next game. The commentator star can get a chance at the next game since they helped us out, but those are the only 2 guaranteed spots. And the week after Halloween is going to be a big race, and that's all I can tell you as far as information on it, because it's it's such a big game. So whoever wins the Halloween race will have a guaranteed shot at that. But I mean, I'm hoping that that might be our breakout moment because of the game that we're going to be playing and the commentator. But that's about all I have. I mean, Starsurfer, I appreciate you so much for helping me out.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's always fun to commentate these things.
Yeah, but if you ever want to get into racing, I'm sure there's people that would love to see that. Just let it marinate slowly. Talk to the wife.
I'll be back one day.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
And we've got at least 2 games I know that you've got records in. So I mean, I'm sure you guys want to see Starsurfer back. I'm sure he's always entertaining. But Skunky, man, that was a great race. Thank you so much for your time and patience running this game. Zach,
Thanks to all the runners, indeed.
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys did a really good job.
But
Thanks, Starsurfer, GG Runners.
I'm gonna be in the Discord for the next hour or 2. Let's see if we can find somebody to host. Yep, I was right about my browser opening in front of the other window. Let's see if we can find somebody. Are any of you guys going to keep streaming? Because I can always host you guys.
Yeah, I actually have to head on out.
Anyone going to keep streaming? Otherwise, I can go host Tokyo. Tokyo's streaming.
I'll keep streaming.
All right. Well, after that performance, I will host you. But thank you so much, everybody, for turning out and making this a memorable race. It's going to be up on YouTube in the next couple of days, at very most. But we'll see you next week with Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday.
Porky Pig's Haunted Freaking Holiday.
All right.
Oh, Poison is going to stream it.
That's great, dude.
Waste no time on that one.
No, he didn't. He's already got it, man. I didn't even have to put the ROM in there. All right, but we're off.